Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So today I'm going to talk about Incorporator bottles, also known as beehive bottles and agitator bottles. It's a bottle that's designed for mixing oil and vinegar. Yes, get that right, to create vinaigarette. And as a type, the references are absolutely terrible, but I should let you know now. As a type, they've been around since the 18th century, I believe, and they've been being made up until World War II, I think. Yeah. So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. They don't all look exactly like this, so I'm going to show you a few different designs. But this is the kind of thing. You put a bit of oil and vinegar in the bottom, maybe a bit of mustard and pepper and bits and pieces, and give it a shake, and this will allow the oil to become an emulsion within your vinegar and make vinaigrette. So that's what an Incorporator bottle is. So as I mentioned, the references are terrible. I have a book reference. I've been ploughing through books for the last hour or so trying to see, has anybody else got anything? I'm pretty certain I've seen something in a catalogue, or a piece of catalogue somewhere with one in. Can't find it anywhere. So I have one book reference, and then I went online, and there's a funny little surprise with that. So we'll have a look at the book reference, then we'll have a look at what's online, and then I'll show you the bottles I've got. This book is Miller's Glass of the 20s and 30s by Frankie Leibe, and this is a different style of Incorporator bottle. This is made by a chap called Stan Gill, who was actually worked for Stuart Crystal. He was the chief gaffer for Stuart Crystal. He made this type, and I think after he retired from Stuart Crystal, he became a sort of like a lecturer in glass making in Stourbridge area. So anyway, the rings are on the inside of the bottle. Yeah, how cool is that? And you'll get to have a look at this. Made in the 1930s, 80 to 120 pounds. These are pretty rare. So this is the only book reference I have. But we'll move on. Let's go and have a look online. So I punched in Incorporator bottle into Bing, and the first reference that comes up is mine from my own website. So that's a cheat. So we can't go with that. That's a cheat. I'm using that book reference that I've got for the for the bottle that I do have. But yeah, I did look in pictures, and there's a few things that have come up. This one here. I followed through on this one. So they wanted £129 for that. That seems extortionate. But this is an older style one where you can see that the little tires on it are a bit more spaced. This stopper doesn't look right. See how high it sits above over the pouring lip. That doesn't look like it's original. Now they've written a whole blurb with this. They call it Beehive. I mentioned that I've seen it called Beehive. It says it's from the Chris Crabtree collection, blah blah blah. This is 1865 to 1880. Yeah, I don't know. And it's saying that they're originally from 1750. Yeah, I still don't know. So let's move on to some of the others I have found. This is another one. This is sold at Fielding's for £70, which still seems like a lot. At least this one, the stoppers look like it's sitting in the right place. they're saying circa 1880, possibly by Percival Vickers. Now, I've had a run around on this one and try to find out, is there a catalogue, is there a book, anything? No, I can't find it. So, and they're not the only people to mention the reference. We've got this one here. This looks like an older style one. This one's on for, is it sold? Yeah. This is sold. It's on for £75. And yeah, they've put a whole, they put a book reference in, which is seen in Anthropologia Nova or New System of Anatomy, describing ecology. Or anyway, I don't have that. And they talk about it being a 19th century reproduction of an 18th century design. Yeah, so yeah, I have no idea, but they're saying 1850 to 1899, which might be right. This stopper looks like a 18th century one, but I will just go with what they're saying. But they're saying it's a reproduction, so there's probably things about the quality of the glass that are telling them that it's not an 18th century one. So we'll move on. This one here. So this is being sold by Scottish Antiques. They're a very reputable dealer. They're saying theirs is about 1865. Yeah, that looks very plausible. Showing from different angles as well. The stopper looks like it's a good one as well. So yeah, what did they have that one for? Going to go back to the original. £140. So yeah, I'm really surprised at these prices though. I'm in fact shocked even. There's no price for this one. It's another one, but see with a stopper that goes with the body. It just says this is out of stock. But yeah, it's got a similar description to the one that we already saw. So this is a bit of, I think this is a bit of cutting and pasting. But they were saying many different companies made, but the stopper type suggests a Robinson and Son origin. Yeah, don't know where that comes from either. So yeah, people are finding references that I don't know about. Yeah, I'm just sitting at the bottom of the pile trying to figure it out. Yeah, so I did also look to see if there's anything under Beehive, and yeah, nothing helpful. I did try Agitator Bottle as well. That was even less helpful. Yeah, and I did some other searches and bits and pieces, but no luck. So this is where we are on the references. Other people have clearly found references because they're being very specific, but they're not really helping me. So let's get on. I'll show you the glass I have. And I can laugh at the prices that these people were selling stuff for, because it's a shock for me. So these are the 4 bottles I have. This one I believe is the earliest one. I think this is from the first half of the 19th century, and I'll show you why. Now this stopper looks to be very original. You can see, if you look at the wear here, it goes exactly with where it goes in. So yeah, it feels nice and solid. And this stopper is what's known as a cartwheel stopper, and the decanters you see these on are all first half of the 19th century. Yeah, this has got if I can get it upside down, there we go. Yeah, it's got water coming out because I cleaned it earlier. But yeah, it's got a fair bit of wear on the base around where it sits on the table. You can see it's got a polished pontle mark, but also you can see the quality of the glass. You know, there's ripples in it. It's not like it's a completely smooth thing that they've made. The way it's made and the quality of the making. The other thing is that I've noticed that the earlier ones seem to have this, the rings that it's made of have like a bit of a spacing between them. Yeah, which you can get your finger into like this. Yep, so that is the one I have. This I think is an early one. This one fits in nicely. There we go. And it's quite a bit bigger than the others. Then I have this one here. You can see what I mean about the rings on this one. They're just like, it's like each one's directly stacked straight on top of the other. There's no, it doesn't go in and out. It just goes, you know, as opposed to undulating. So I'm pretty happy that this is an original stopper as well. Fits in nice and tightly. And I think this is either very late Victorian, Edwardian, early 20th century one. The quality, you can just see the quality of the difference in how it's made across the base. Yeah, polished pontle, but very different from the look and feel of the quality of the glass is very different from the other one we were just looking at. It's got a little pouring lip, which the other one doesn't have. Some of them have actually the stopper goes smaller and smaller in smaller rings, like the bottle, so it matches up and it comes to a point. Yeah, I did have one of those at one point, but I gave it away as a present. So I don't have one of those anymore. So the next one I have is one like we were looking at earlier, where the rings are on the inside. They look like mercury rings. Basically there's air trapped in there, which is why it's so reflective. And the ring is actually on the inside. Yeah, you can just about feel where the rings are on the outside, but the actual agitator part is on the inside. And just for the fun of it, they put a ring in the stopper as well. Now apparently this is very difficult to do. I did have two of these, and what was funny is in the book it mentioned that the ring and the stopper of the other one had a cloudy stopper, as in the inside of the stopper got some cloudiness in it, and the one I gave away had that too. Yeah, but these are quite rare. I've only ever seen two, and my sister has the other one now. And then, so I think this is Stuart Crystal made by Stan Gill, but it's not in any of the catalogues. So it's made especially by the gaffer of Stuart Crystal. Then this is the other one I have, which is quite a bit heavier than the one we were just looking at. A bit chunkier. You can see that where the rings are put in, they go in a bit more. So I don't think this is quite, it's still skillfully made, but not quite as skillfully made as the other one. It's got a little polished pontle on the top there. Polished pontle one, but with a ring in it. It just, hang on, let me show you the bottom of this one. I did do that. But yeah, it's very nicely finished. It's got a bit of bloom in the bottom, but I don't care. Because it's such a cool thing. This one has an air bubble trapped in the base, because that's not you can't feel that at all. You can also see that there's some marking from tooling around the base as well. And so there's some, where the rings are, it goes in a bit, which the other one doesn't really. You can just about feel it on the other one. This one you can actually get your finger into it. So yeah, also the way the stopper is made is very different. It's a bit like a Scandinavian stopper in that it's not tightly fitted. It does fit very nice, tight, but the cutting is very minimalist. There's a lot of original surface glass there, and in fact the base isn't even polished off. Yeah, so it doesn't feel like it's an English one. I think it might be Scandinavian. I don't know, but the way the stopper peg is made is not like English stopper pegs. I mean, you only have to, yeah, this is frosted. They're all the others are frosted, but just feels like from a different glass making culture. So yeah, anyway, there you go. These are the ones I have. There's two different styles. There's the ones where the rib is actually in the surface of the glass like this. And then they've got the ones with the rings on the inside. Yeah, as I said, I've had more. I've given them away as presents. There you go. So there you have it, Incorporator Bottles. It's been a little surprising journey for me. In that one, I couldn't find any more references than the one that I really knew about. Two, that they make really good money. That was a surprise as well. And they're quite rare. When I went into eBay just to do a search on Incorporator Bottle in eBay, there were none for sale. I then went into sold, and there were none sold. It did pick one out, which is historically sold from, because I think when you go into sold, it just shows you the last 3 months. So this is one from last November. So yeah, does look like they're quite rare. Looks like they're a semi-serious piece of kit in that, you know, they're making £70 to £150, I think we were looking at, or something like that. Maybe I shouldn't have been giving them away as a gift, so I've given away at least 2 over the time I've been collecting. Yeah, oh well, it is what it is, because I've not paid a lot for them when I bought them. And they do pop up very occasionally. So it's something to look out for. It's an interesting thing. It's a thing to pull out at a party and go, there, I've made vinaigarette. But anyway, with that said, I will put the references that I've used in the description below, and please remember to like and subscribe. I will be making more videos, and thank you for watching. Good night.